Hello, everyone, and welcome to my absolute favorite stream that I get to do every year. This is my best of 2021 whiskey list. So if you're watching this live, feel free to chat along. Let me know if some of your favorites made the list. If you're watching the replay, you can skip around at the bottom between my different winners this year. But most of all, I'm just happy to be back because I was off last week because of Christmas and travel and things like that. But I am finally back home and I am so excited to have this list for you guys. So thank y'all for tuning in. I know it's a busy time of year. Hopefully you have had a great holiday so far, and hopefully you're going to have a great New Year's this coming, I guess, tomorrow. So last year I did a New Year's Eve live stream where I counted down my top 10 whiskeys on New Year's Eve with a bunch of other amazing YouTube channels and members of this community. So since my stream doesn't technically fall on New Year's Eve this year, I thought, I'm not going to do the countdown this year. Plus, hopefully people are, maybe celebrating a little bit with small groups this year versus last year where we were all kind of locked down. So whatever you're doing New Year's Eve, I'm probably not doing anything. Hopefully you enjoy that. And if you missed the stream last year, hey, watch the replay and you'll have some entertainment. But hopefully you guys are doing well tonight. I want to give a couple shout outs to everyone here in the chat. Sugar Kitty was here earlier. He was dozing off. Hopefully he took that cat nap that I told him to take. Brandon, who is here, he's drinking some Blanton straight from the barrel. Brandon is a mod here and also a friend of the show who's always on these streams every now and then. So Brandon, we got to do one again soon. Whiskey Mountains, Adriana, she says she's doing a flight of different aged 100 proof Knob Creeks. Oh, excited for your list. That's awesome, Adriana. That I'm very, very curious to see the results of that. I see Zopher's here. What's up, Zopher? Good to see you. Zopher's a patron of the show. Nick Proman as well. Lil, all the way from Australia. Hello, Lil. Hopefully you are doing great. Brandon, I think she meant different age statement, like a 12-year, the 9-year, and the 15-year. Mr. Whiskey Shits, what's up? Make sure to check out all the channels, Livewire Whiskey, and so many other amazing channels here on YouTube. Check out my Thanksgiving special. I featured a bunch of them. Todd Koopa's here. Todd Koopa actually helped make my list this year. So I actually consulted with my Bourbon Terabytes, which is my $50 tier on Patreon. That's the tier where you get access to a monthly set of samples. I call it my subscription box. And this December, actually, for people of that tier, I sent them my entire top 10 list. So Todd helped me shape my list this year of my top 10 bourbons. So if you want to be a part of that or something like that next year, the end of the month is coming around. So make sure to check out Patreon on January 1st or anytime after. Patreon gives a discount of 2 free months if you sign up for a full year. So if that's something that you're interested in, you will get access to my subscription box every single month. Patreon.com/Bourbon Bytes. All that info is down in the description below. We're also going to be doing our after party right after this stream. So if you are a $10 tier on Patreon, y'all know where to find me over on our Whiskey and Gaming Lounge Discord server, which is open to the public. If you want to be a part of our Discord server, which is an amazing community of friends, you can go to bourbonbytes.com and scroll down to the bottom. You'll see the link to the Discord server. So I think pretty much everyone here is on the Discord that I've seen so far. I do see a couple of more people popping in here. Steven Sussman, what's up, Steven? Steven was antsy for a hangout after the show, so don't worry, Steven. We're going to do that. Brent Bailey, good evening. Good evening to you, too. Thanks for stopping in. Donnie says, yo, howdy, y'all. What's up, Donnie? Good to see you, my friend. Man, I've missed all of you because I was off last week, and it's good to be back, I'll say. Scott Pigsley, what's up, Scott? Another patron here of the show. Steve A. And the streams continue. Yes, it's a busy day. Thursdays are getting busier and busier. So I appreciate y'all making your way and your time for tonight. We're going to keep it at the hour, so don't worry. I'm not going to go long. I have my 10 list, and I'm going to make sure we blaze through them. I may not drink all of them. We'll see. I might drink them all. Brandon, or sorry, I was reading Brandon, but Perry from This Is My Bourbon podcast says, hello. Drinking bourbon and playing Zelda seemed appropriate for this evening. Yes, absolutely. So Perry's actually doing a top 10 list for the year. He's doing that on his podcast. So make sure to go listen to This Is My Bourbon podcast. I can't wait to hear his list. I think we're going to have a lot in common, but I think we may have a few differences as well. And let's see, Emily Chambers, bourbon consultant. Where do I sign? Oh yeah. So are you talking about like because the Patreon tier? Yeah. So that's like, I don't know. I wanted to involve that community because I mean, the support at that level or at any level in general on Patreon really does mean a lot. So I wanted to do something special for end of year for people that have been here the whole year. So I had to, do something a little special. Getting caught up in the chat. Cohen's here. Yeah, Cohen actually commented on my video about a new Foursquare rum that I just bought. I haven't picked it up from K&L yet, but it's right waiting for me. Bourbon Noob, what's up, Patrick? Patrick is a patron. He is a Byte Club member, which is my YouTube membership here, and also on Twitch, where I do some gaming streams. So good to see you, Patrick. Yeah, so now that we are caught up on that, I had to pull up my list of topics that we need to talk about before we get into our list. So mostly disclaimers for this list. So I know this is the time of year where everyone's uploading their lists of their best bourbon or best whiskeys of the year. A lot of people got access to some bottles that I did not get access to. So this year I am limiting my list. It's a little bit limited, I would say. And it's because it's based only on bottles that I was able to. They're not all bottles I've purchased. However, they are all bottles that I would have had the opportunity to purchase this year if I wanted to. So there were lots of amazing whiskeys that I tried throughout the year that are not on this list. Those, while excellent and delicious, were harder to get my hands on. I looked, I searched, I could not find them. So therefore, I thought it was only fair to not include them on this list. However, if you are curious about which whiskeys those may be, my podcast episode that I'm putting out tomorrow, if you're not yet following me, search for Bourbon Bytes Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. There's also a link down in the description below. I'm going to be including my runners up, and those aren't going to be necessarily like, the 11th, 12th, 13th place. It's going to be the ones that I wanted to put on this list really, really bad, but they weren't bottles I was able to get. Or I know that if I recommended them, you guys wouldn't be able to find them. So check out the podcast if you want to see those more rare, more limited items. But this one I thought would be fun, and it's ones that a lot of them you can get your hands on. Todd says these are all still really great whiskey. It's a great lineup. Yes, Todd. And again, thank you so much, Todd, for helping put that together. So, also last thing before we get into our list, I am doing a giveaway tonight. Every $5 super chat that comes in is one entry into getting a sample set of my top 3 whiskeys of the year. So you won't know what those are until the end of the stream, but I will give you samples of my top 3. So every $5 super chat is an entry. We're going to spin the wheel of whiskey at the very end of the night. Of course, super chats do just help. I just do that for fun. They do help out the channel a ton. And especially since this is the last stream of the year, want to send out your thoughts to your whiskey community, because I'm so thankful for all of you. Feel free to send a super chat so I don't miss your message. But also good to see y'all all here in the chat today. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. So without further ado, all the info is out of the way. Let me go ahead and I don't know if I can have both these on the screen at the same time. Hold on. Hold on. I just need to edit this. I don't want it. I need to edit this text because it says every $5 super chat is the entry to win all of tonight's fours. No, win my top 3 of the year. Hold on. Samples of my top 3 whiskeys. Don't want to have that incorrect and someone call me out. I'm like, you didn't send me 10 whiskeys. I'm like, that would cost me a lot of money to ship. All right. So there we go. So there's the info if you want to win my top 3. Like I said, every super chat is an entry. So without further ado, what's up, Bourbon Baller? Get here right on time. Oh, somebody wants an entry. Steven Sussman, what's up, man? He gave a $5 super chat. Steven, you are entered into the giveaway. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for your support. Basically, since I launched Patreon, Steven has been a patron of the show since the beginning. So I really appreciate your support, man. And thank you for the first super chat and the first entry to win these. So let me cleanse my palate before we get into start giving out some of these awards. I'm not really giving anything out. It's literally just like, I mean, Cliffy says this is the number 7 whiskey of the year. But, you know, hey, if brands want to use my name, my Bourbon Bytes logo, my beautiful face on their website and promoting that Bourbon Bytes whiskey of the year, then hey, do it. Please. I could use the publicity. But yeah, so I picked up my water and I didn't drink it. So let me know what you guys are drinking. Tell me in the chat. Not only what was your favorite. I'll ask you guys what your favorite whiskey of the year was towards the end. But right now, just let me know what you're drinking. Maybe you are drinking that. Right now, I need to drink some water. Brandon says I may or may not be drunk. No, I have made sure I have not. I did do a little sampling earlier of some of these bottles because I was doing some last minute adjustments to my list. Not necessarily the items on the list, but the order. Because I was texting Todd about this. One of the items that I originally had in my top 3, I realized shouldn't be there because it's a bottle that I cannot get. And it's a bottle that I don't think you guys can get either. So I removed that from my top 3. If you are curious what that one is, of course, I will mention it on my podcast episode coming out tomorrow. It's definitely going to be on that list. It's just, I can't in good faith include it on this list. Whiskey Mountain says, please don't be Rise. Please don't be Rise. Thank you for your support and giving me the guts to start and just being generally awesome. Thank you so much. I can't promise that there will not be any Rise. But for you, you know, we might can figure something else out. But if you were to win. But thank you so much, Adriana. Yes, Adriana started her channel, Whiskey Mountains, here just this year. And she's done amazing. Well, she just got monetization allowed on her channel. So you guys go subscribe to her. She goes live on Wednesdays. I don't believe it's every Wednesday. I think it's just the first Wednesday of the month. Am I still right about that, Adriana? Let me know if you've changed that. I know I missed your stream that you did last week because I was traveling and all that. So Brent is working on killing a 1792 bottle in bond. Nice. I saw that it was the single barrel. I saw the 1792 single barrel. I was doing a little bit of bourbon hunting when I was in South Carolina and North Carolina for Christmas. Didn't buy it because I can sometimes get it, but I was surprised to see the single barrel on the shelf. Curtis, by the way, welcome, Curtis. I think it's the first time seeing you here in the chat. Sipping some Eagle Rare at the moment. Nice, Eagle Rare. I have so many store picks of it. I haven't had the regular Eagle Rare in a minute. And I think I need to retry it because I feel like I got burnt out from Eagle Rare. I've said this a couple times, but I had so many Eagle Rare store picks that hit my ear at the same time, and I drank them all. So now I'm like, but you know what? I need to revisit regular Eagle Rare. So that's a great pour to especially starting your night with. Bourbon Noob says water. Yeah, I agree. Steve A has J. Henry Patton Road Reserve 8. I don't know what that is, but 8 sounds 8 year. You know, I'm on board. All right, so we got there's Steven. Darn, I forgot text in mind, but cheers all. Hope everyone has a great New Year's and excited to see the list. Thank you so much, Steven. And thank you for the extra super chat. Cliffy appearances change extra tier. Oh, like how drunk I get? Oh, absolutely. On Patreon, the Patreon hangouts. All right. Storytime Distillery. Make sure to check them out. They have an awesome membership program to get access to some cool barrel picks. I think it's storytimedistillery.com if I remember that correctly. But thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. First Wednesday of the month. Awesome. Except when I randomly do an extra for something special. I got you, Adriana. Yeah, you guys go check her out. Steven's having a store pick Eagle Rare. Great. That's exactly what I was talking about. Drinking bourbon barrel aged stout. Ooh, which one, Emily? Gotta let us know. All right. I gotta stick to the plan because we're 15 minutes in and we have not made any progress on our list. So I'm gonna stick as close to an hour as possible. But let's go ahead and move to my number 10 whiskey of 2021. So I have to keep myself straight because I have to pull up my little list here. All right. So my number 10 whiskey of the year. Almost all of these I've had on my channel at some point, by the way. But I'm going to have justifications for each of them. So my number 10 whiskey of the year is from a relatively recent stream. And it completely blew away the rest of the blind flight. Some of these whiskeys were from the same distillery. Some of these whiskeys were similar proof, but only one came out on top. And it even beat a almost $300 bottle of rye whiskey. Or sorry, not rye whiskey. I'm thinking about rye. Y'all got me messed up. It beat another light whiskey. So my number 10 whiskey of 2021 is Obtainium light whiskey. This is the 15-year batch. This came from our good friends at Village Liquor in La Cañada or La Crescenta. I never say it out loud. I usually just look it up on Google Maps, but amazing little liquor store here in my area. He saved one of these for me after it won my flight, and I was like, I got to have another bottle of that. So Obtainium Light Whiskey, number 10. I'm going to go ahead and pour. I'm not going to drink all of these, I promise. I will be Cliffy, but if I drink all of these in like the next 40 minutes, that would be that would be pretty crazy. So have you guys tried anything from Cat's Eye Distillery, which is where this is from? They also do Nassif Family Reserve. I actually was on a stream with the I guess I don't know if he's the guy behind Nassif, but one of the guys behind Nassif. With I think it was with Jason Mash and Drum. Where was that? Was like last. It was because I tried to join as many streams as possible early last week before I traveled for the holidays. So I was on with him at some point. Bourbon Noob says I had some of that last night. Oh, Brandon has some Jack for me. Oh, Brandon. Oh, thank you. Brandon, did you hear my latest podcast? At one point I was like, hey Brandon, hit me up because we were talking about that Jack. Emily loves Cat's Eye. Yeah. I just think 15 years. I mean, the proof on this one's ridiculous. It's hazmat. So it's 71.1% ABV. And it has so much flavor packed in it, even though it's a light whiskey. Man, just on the nose alone, that's like, it's savory. It's almost like do I want to say French onion soup? That's not a note that I've got on this before, but it's got like a really roasty kind of like richness to it. I'm going to have my first sip. My first sip tonight, y'all, is 71.1% ABV. So the first thing I'm doing tonight is hazmat. That should be a sign for how tonight's going to go. Brandon heard my podcast. Vanilla bomb, like vanilla bean ice cream, hot. First pour, hot. But man, for the price of $65, that high proof, that age, it's just it had to be a spot on my list. I know French onion soup, but I don't know. To me, it was just giving me a savory note that I haven't gotten on it before. But don't hold me to that. But man, that's really good. So I'm going to play a little bit of catch up on these later ones, and then we're going to take our time a little bit longer with the other ones. Independent Joe says, sounds good. What's up, Independent Joe? Good to see you. Another awesome channel here on YouTube. Yeah, but Brandon actually was on the stream that we did this. I actually got Brandon a bottle. I just gave to him at our Christmas party last weekend. But yeah, this is just $65, just an absolute must buy if you like high proof whiskeys. If you don't like high proof, then maybe stick to the Nassif Family Reserve. But if you're a bit of a proof hound like me, you'll like this one. So that is my number 10 whiskey of 2021. But let's keep this list rolling because we got 9 more of these to go through. So my number 9 whiskey is one that, it came out at the same time as another. The bourbon and the rye from this brand came out at the exact same time. I actually was sent both of these by the brand when they were first announced. And they have kind of taken the world by storm. They've shown up on, shelves everywhere, basically. They even have new versions of them out now that are like the black editions. So I'm talking about, y'all probably figured out. I'm talking about none other than only one of them made my list. I guess I should have. That's what I was leading to. Only one of them made my list, the rye or the bourbon. And sorry, Adriana, but Stellum Rye. So I was referencing the Stellum Black edition that just came out. I have not had it. It's expensive. It's $100. But these regular Stellums are about $50, maybe up to $60, depending on your area. This is not going to show up on my green screen. Oh, actually, you know what? It's a very dark green. So this is the original Stellum Rye. This is not a single barrel. They have single barrels out now. But I think for the price, it's a blend of whiskeys from, let's see. It's a blend of rye whiskeys from Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So I'm a sucker for Indiana rye. Y'all know that. But for the price, this is just so well blended. I think it's by Barrell Craft Spirits, who y'all know for like the more expensive releases, including a $500 bourbon that they just put out. If y'all missed my review of that, it's on my channel. It's like should be the featured video, but it's is $500 bourbon worth it? Make sure to watch that video. So that didn't make the list, but this one did. This is a fantastic blended rye whiskey. And it's just from the creative minds behind Barrell Craft Spirits. So I'm happy to include it on my list. I think I think a lot of people will agree with me that Stellum Rye is pretty dang good. And it's, a new release this year, and I'm excited to see how quickly the Stellum lineup has evolved. Because like I said, they have single barrel picks of this out now. They have the Stellum Black. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this line goes. Cohen says, did I see the Stellum Black pick admission? I did not, but I did see K&L had some Stellum Black. So yeah, I have not tried it yet, but I mean, if it's anywhere as good as this regular one, I'm gonna pour a little bit of that because I'm like, probably can't just keep drinking on this hazmat all night. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that. So now that I think we're caught up enough. I was rushing because I realized how far behind I was, but we got time now. We got 40 minutes to get through the rest of these. So, like I said, winner of the giveaway gets my top 3. But yeah, I think that my top 3 are some good ones. I hope y'all are excited about them as I am. But I think all of these on this list, some of them are hard to really place in like position wise because they're so good. Stellum Rye is really good. Like I said, Todd and I went back and forth. We were moving ones and we're like, oh, because I think when the first time we tried Stellum Rye, we had it really high. But then as we tried through some of these other ones, we're like, oh, wait, that's actually really good. So we kind of had to slowly start moving it down. But still, number 9 on my list of top 10 whiskeys of 2021. That's, in my mind, that's an honor. So whatever you guys think. Hopefully my words mean something to you. There's going to be a lot of these lists. Some of them are already out. I have not watched any other YouTubers' top 10 list yet. So I'm not being influenced by any of them. I'm very curious to see if we have have any in common. But yeah, I did not want to be influenced. I wanted this to be solely my opinion. So this is the Stellum Rye. I'm going to go ahead and, oh man, I love the nose on that one. I just love a good rye whiskey. I do love the Indiana rye, but I also like when it's blended with other things and balanced out a bit. Oh, Adriana says she watched that. It did sound amazing if I win the lottery. Yeah, same here. Like, I don't have just $500 laying around for one bottle of whiskey. I wish I did, but Scott said, how high of a super chat do you need to only drink hazmat all night? Oh, man. We came close to that when I had Brandon on and we did these. Most of these were hazmat. So, not tonight, Scott, but, super chats do get you an entry into the giveaway. How about that? Oh, thank you so much, Joe. Joe dropped the link to the Barrell Gold Label review. Yeah, that's the one that was $500. Most expensive bourbon I've ever tried. Like, in general. Like, no doubt about it. So, definitely check that out. And Cheech Ardolino, what's up, Cheech? Good to see you. I missed you. I missed everyone when I was off last week. He says, make sure to hit the like button. Yes, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, make sure to hit the thumbs up for people to watch this later and trust my judgment on whether this list was good. So if you disagree with me by the end of it, you can switch to a thumbs down, but hopefully right now we're still in the thumbs up territory. So, and cheers to you, Cheech, and thanks for dropping the Twitch stream link, which I go live on Twitch for some pre-gaming streams occasionally, and then I'll do Saturday night gaming streams. So make sure to check out twitch.tv/Bourbon Bytes. Cheech trying to cause trouble. I know. Or sorry, no, Scott trying to call. Sorry, Cheech. I'm like, I love that you're here, Cheech. Trying to cause trouble. No, I read that wrong. Scott causing trouble. That's normal. All right. So Stellum Rye is my number 9 whiskey of the year. What could possibly come higher than this on the list? Well, let me finish it and I'll let you know. All right. Now, number 8. This one was one that I don't think a lot of people will expect to be on a list of the best whiskeys of the year. And I think that's because a lot of people either, 1, forgot about it, 2, don't consider value pours worthy of being on a top 10 list, or 3, they just don't know whiskey. I'm just kidding. Just kidding about that one. But my number 8 whiskey of the year goes to one, like I said, a lot of people are going to be like very surprised, but we're going to go for it anyways. Evan Williams, 1783, new label. So this bottle, not the old bottle. The old bottle is like a little, it looks like a liqueur bottle. This one is the new edition. This one's 90 proof, so it's higher proof. It is apparently, according to the website, aged, I think it's 6 to 7 years. It's aged longer than previously known. And this is about $17. $17 for a Heaven Hill. Evan Williams is a Heaven Hill brand. Y'all know Heaven Hill is my favorite distillery. So this one for the price, being a new, it's not necessarily a new release, but it's a new bottling. I mean, I consider if it's a new bottle and a new proof and potentially a new age statement, this considers itself a new whiskey. So, I mean, I consider this a new whiskey. So let me know, have you guys tried this new 1783? I've been so impressed with it. Steven said that hit me out of left field. Not gonna lie. So yeah, I know it seems odd, but I just think for a $17 bourbon, this one is just right up my alley. It's absolutely what I love for a budget pour. And right now, this is going to be my recommendation for anyone if they're looking for a budget bourbon. If you're new to bourbon or you just have a budget, this is 100% my recommendation. Almost missed a super chat from our friend Patrick. He says, I heard we were doing chats for Obtainium chugs. You know what? If we get over $100 of super chats tonight, I may do a one chug of the Obtainium. If we get over $100, just for you and I think it was Scott that was asking for that. And I appreciate the mods taking care of the bots that are making their I like how Scott said first, boy alert. I'm like, where? I'm just kidding. Yeah. So Nick Proman says that 1783 was a big surprise. I agree. I did not expect it to be as good. Now, again, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for the original because it was the first bourbon I bought when I was really trying to get into whiskey. And I knew I wanted something a step above like Jack Daniels, like the standard stuff. So I was like, oh, small batch, that must mean something, which we kind of know now. You know, small batch is kind of more of a marketing thing. But for the price, $17 and that age, it's just, to me, this is just a solid entry-level bourbon and a great, I'm not embarrassed to include this on my list. So this is my number 8 whiskey of the year. Evan Williams 1783, new label. Yeah, it's oaky. That 90 proof, it's not too hot because usually sometimes with like a younger whiskey, 90 proof can hit hot and can drink hotter than its proof. But no, I think this is well aged enough that 90 sits really, really nice and dare I say smooth. So, I mean, I think this is a great release this year. And you know what? It's not the only budget bottle on my list. I'll say that. And we still got how many more to go? 7 more to go. So Emily says no hazmat chugs pre-New Year's. Oh, come on, Emily. This is our New Year's party. I'm not having a live stream on New Year's, so this is our New Year's party. I can hazmat chug if I want to. All right. So moving on to our number 7 whiskey of the year. Now, this one is actually something that I have not had on the channel yet because I bought it for a stream that I'm planning to do early next year because I realized I haven't bought it yet and it came out this year. But I had to, I don't keep unopened bottles around very long here. So I had to open it up when I picked it up about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And blown away is an understatement. I had high expectations of this because it is a 10-year-old rye whiskey. But I also had, I kind of moderated my expectations a bit because I only paid, I'm about to actually double check what I paid for it. Yeah, I paid $69.99 for a 10-year-old rye whiskey. Do y'all have any idea what this might be? Any guesses? Anyone? Not many people are talking about this, but I got to include it. My number 7 whiskey of the year goes to Templeton 10-year single barrel rye whiskey. So let's take a look at this bottle real quick. I mean, it has a little fiddly bit too. Y'all got to admit, for $70, this is a sexy ass bottle. Now, this is a 10-year-old Indiana rye whiskey. It is 104 proof. So I don't think it's quite cask strength. However, the interesting thing is I have a 8-year-old MGP rye that is cask strength. And that one's only 108 proof. So this being 104 proof, it can't be too far off from near cask strength with this release. Now, it is a single barrel. They've had a 10-year release before from Templeton. It was a limited edition. I don't know if it was distillery only or what, but this is now a standard release. 70 is a little cheap. I think it normally goes for around 80, 85-ish. But I mean, $70 for a 10-year MGP rye at high proof. I got to have a pour of that because I have not reviewed this on the channel. I will do a Templeton stream early next year, like I said. But I couldn't leave it off this list because it impressed me in every way. Price, proof, age, and just damn good whiskey. So that's why I made my list. Steven says 10-year MGP, you can't go wrong. I agree. Yeah, I mean 10-year MGP is hard to find. It bourbon or rye. Adriana says get all your ryes out in the bottom 5. We'll see. Stick around. Regs Lugo says sorry, but I came on late. What did I miss? So you just missed my number 10, 9, and 8 whiskey of the year. I'm on number 7 right now, which is Templeton. So just a quick recap for anyone that's joining us a little bit later. My number 10 whiskey of the year was Obtainium Light Whiskey. Number 9 was Stellum Rye Whiskey. And number 8 was Evan Williams 1783, the new label, new bottle. Number 7, Templeton 10-year rye whiskey. Cheers. It's so much more leather forward than most MGP rye, even compared to the 8-year one that I was talking about. This one has a lot more of those oaky, maybe like I always say like library book. It has like a little bit of like, okay, was I really weird that I used to like not just smell books, but I feel like sometimes as a little kid I like maybe like chewed on a little bit of the book paper and like older books. Was I really? I know I was weird. But I can almost remember the taste of like old paper. That's such a weird note, but that's what it's reminding me of. It has that leatheriness, that like, I don't want to say musty. Musty is not the right word, but that dusty, I guess, a dusty vintage kind of note. And it's a 10-year-old MGP rye, which I've never tried before. So I'm so excited to include this on the list. I think it is it's just I mean, for $70, I mean, it's a steal. What's up, Bourbon? Good to see you. Sugar Kitty says rye is usually lower proof. That could very well be cast strength. That's what I'm thinking too. It's not labeled as it, probably because it's a single barrel and they vary a little bit, but I think it's probably pretty dang close to cast strength. So Templeton 10-year rye. Stay tuned early next year for a stream where I'm going to do Templeton 4, 6, Oloroso, and 10-year. Wait, what? What did I say? Oh, because I ate the paper. I was like, what? Donnie says, do you have any mouse or rat DNA? I don't know. I just got a 23andMe ancestry kit from my husband's family for Christmas. So I may very well have some rat DNA in me. We'll find out. I'll reveal those results on Patreon. What's up, Christopher David? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Taylor says, I've never had 10-year MGP. You should go grab the Redemption Rye 10-year. Oh, if you've never had the 10-year MGP, you should grab the Redemption Rye 10-year. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I have not had that one, but I mean, again, Templeton, I think it's a similar thing. They're both sourcing the Indiana rye, but it's just a great rye. I have not tried the Redemption one. I need to try that one. Would be a great comparison between the two. I agree. I need to pick up that one. I actually completely forgot about Redemption doing the same thing, sourcing Indiana rye. So very cool. Caleb said those old library notes sound good to me. I'll keep an eye out for that. Oh yeah. Well, Caleb, I get that a lot on a lot of bourbons. It's just hard. I've never found that on a rye before. So getting that mixed with some of this, of course, the rye spice is still there, but getting that vintage note in a rye is something that I've never experienced, and I'm very excited about it. So definitely recommend that one. Oh, here comes the scientist with her perspective. And in fairness, we all have some mouse and rat DNA in us. There you go. The more you know. Tony Bag of Donuts, thank you so much for the super chat. I think he wants the samples. He says, I love the new 1783 90 proof. Got a 1.75 liter. Oh, that's awesome. You know what? I saw those when I was in, I think they were in North Carolina. I saw those in North Carolina. I did not buy one, but man, thinking back, that would have been a good purchase. Happy New Year to you too, Tony. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Steven says he's got me if I need a sample. Oh, awesome. Lil says your husband's family got you a DNA kit for Christmas. They're trying to determine if I'm the father. That's what it is. No, they got us both one, and I think it's because his mom, I guess my stepmom, no, mother-in-law. That's what it is. Sorry, family dynamics. Like I don't understand because like I have a very small family, so I'm like married into family dynamics. My mother-in-law just did a test of hers, and she was like excited. She was showing us her results, so that's why we got it for us. So. Reg says, what are the samples in the giveaway? So I'm giving away my top 3 of the year. So those have not been announced yet. So I will do the giveaway. I will do the drawing before I announce my number 1 whiskey of the year. So all the entries will be cut off before number 1. So if you want to get an entry in, every $5 is an entry. You'll get samples of my top 3. That drawing will be around 7:55. So in about 20 minutes, we're going to cut that off. And then I'm going to announce, I'm going to do the wheel of whiskey. And then we're going to find our winner. And then I'm going to announce my number 1 whiskey of 2021. Bourbon. Now that's I get my terms mixed up, not the other way around. So let's go ahead and move on to my number 6 whiskey of the year. So this one was a tough one because I honestly thought I thought it would rank a little bit higher. But Todd and I thought through this. We ranked them. We went back and forth. And I think 6 is a very fair spot for this one. And don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic whiskey. But in my mind, this is my number 6 whiskey of the year. And that is Remus Repeal Reserve Series 5, which I have right here on the floor. So this one is the latest release from Remus, which is MGP's house brand. This is their bourbon. It is a blend of 5 different bourbons. The youngest of these being a 13-year-old bourbon, but there's also some 15-year-old and 16-year-old bourbon in here. This is all MGP stuff. So getting older MGP bourbon is very, very hard. This was about $100. I've seen it on the shelf a couple times since. I need to get a backup bottle. But Remus Repeal Reserve 5 is seriously an incredible whiskey. It's definitely an LE that's worthy of being an LE. $100 price point. Yes, it seems steep, but I think it's just an absolutely delicious pour. And yeah, let's go ahead and pour a little bit of that one. Let me finish off the Templeton. Have you guys had any of the Remuses? I actually did a blind flight where I did Remus 3, 4, and 5 side by side blind. And I will say Remus 5 didn't win that flight. So you'll have to watch that stream. But when we're talking 2021 bourbons, Remus 5 absolutely deserves a spot on my top 10 list. Not quite top 5, but close. This one was a real close one. But I think my top 5, I stand by my top 5 with my heart. So y'all have watched this far. And I hope you guys are not just hating me right now. And you are enjoying these so far. I do want to say, well, let someone say it for me. Thank you so much, Regs. Am I saying that right? Regs, like Rex? Regs Lugo. $20 super chat. Holy crap. You must really want the samples. Best of luck on the new year and hit the like button. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're new here and you're not yet subscribed, or if you are a regular and you're noticing your little subscribe button down below is still red and not like yellow or white. Yellow is the old, man, I'm old school if I knew it was a yellow subscribe button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I know even though YouTube does recommend my videos, if you're not subscribed, it kind of doesn't help the algorithm. How about that? So just take a moment to double check and make sure you're subscribed. If you want to see more lists like this in the future and more awesome streams, I have some guests lined up for January that I'm so excited for. So I go live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I would appreciate your subscriptions and thumbs up while you're down there. And if you want to be notified every video I upload and every time I go live, you can hit the bell button. I promise I won't spam you with uploads every day. I didn't do the Christmas advent calendar like everyone else did, which, no shade. That's just a lot more work than I was willing to do. And I was going to be traveling a lot. So, but thank you so much for the super chat. Wow. Cohen got Remus 5 for $80. It's a great price. Thank you so much, Cheech. Over halfway to Obtainium chugs. You know what? What are we at? Oh, man. We are at $55. So if we get to $100, I will chug the Obtainium. But don't let that make y'all want to super chat. I mean, if y'all want to, then, whatever. But seriously, super chats do help the channel so much. Y'all don't even, y'all know. But it's seriously, from me, it means a lot. All right. So time to move into my top 5 bourbons of the year. I forgot I didn't try the Remus. Let me try it real quick. Cheers. Man, it's only 100 proof, but that older MGP brings out all of the rich oaky notes that I love in a bourbon. Adriana, if you've not tried this, you need to try it because it brings out the Knob Creek lover in me. It has that rich saturated oak that I love in like an older Knob Creek store pick. But at 100 proof, it's so balanced, and it's just, man, you don't get to try older MGP bourbon very often. So if you see a Remus Repeal Reserve, if it's batch 3, 4, or 5, pick it up because it's an LE worth having. And it's one that you want to drink. You're not going to want to hold on to it. You want to open it up and share it. Lil says might have to open the Remus 5 tonight. Lil, you should, and you should join us on the after party if you're around. I know it's like middle of the day, but y'all should be off. It's New Year's Eve, right? Y'all might be off. Let me know. Yes, do all the YouTube things. Thank you so much, Emily. So we're moving into the top 5 whiskeys of 2021. So any guesses? Get your guesses in now. What y'all think would or should be in my top 5 of the year? I'm curious to hear what you guys think are some of the best whiskeys of the year. I would love to, I'm not going to spoil the upcoming ones, but sorry, there's a dog outside. It scared me. I'm not going to spoil the upcoming ones, but I will let you know what I think about each of your guesses / best picks. Whiskey is for sharing. Absolutely. I believe strongly in the same thing. Remus Repeal for the Knob Creek Lover and you. Right, Donnie. I said, Donnie, I think you've had some of them, right? I feel like did I send you those? I don't know. I don't remember. Christopher David coming in for the entry into the giveaway. He says, can't wait to see the top 3. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much, Christopher. And thank you for supporting the show. I know you've been a long time viewer as well. So really appreciate you. So that's actually a good point. And I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream, but this year has been a weird one for me. So most of my bottles on this list, as you can tell already, are not like super rare allocated whiskeys. And that's because I haven't had the opportunity to buy a lot of them. Sometimes I've been sent by brands samples of different ones. And some of these are samples from my friends that aren't on this list, but not because they're not worthy of the list. They're not on the list because I didn't get a chance to buy them. So like I said, I will mention on my podcast that's coming out tomorrow. It's called the Bourbon Bytes Podcast. I will reveal my, I guess, runners up, but the ones that should have been on my list if I included ones that I couldn't get my hands on. So that's the disclaimer there. A lot of these whiskeys, you guys are going to get a chance to buy. So that's also like a good thing, right? Like, yeah, like I could be like, oh, William LaRue Weller, George T. Stagg 2021. Just kidding. But no, I'm listing ones that I actually bought this year. Some of these I bought multiples of, and I hope you guys are excited about them as I am. Donnie has Remus 5. Gotcha. We'll see, Lil. We'll see. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof #1. I have not had the opportunity to try that one. So that's one of those situations, FAE02, I have not had that one either. I have 01. 02 popped up and sold out instantly in my area. So I have not tried that. 01, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you. 01 didn't make my list, and 02 may have if I would have had a chance to try it. Honestly, allocated bottles should be on a separate list. And I agree with you. Now, that's not to say some of these aren't necessarily allocated. Some of them are. Even one of the ones in my top 10 is also, or my top 5 is allocated. Actually 2, maybe 3. So they are harder to find, but they are ones that I saw on the shelf and I had the opportunity to purchase. So cheers to you, 1090. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Hopefully lots of good beer reviews to come in the new year, and whiskey reviews. But thanks for dropping the link, Joe, to the podcast. Yeah. Things more likely have the chance to get things people more likely have a chance to get their hands on. Agree 100% with you, Adriana. Almost everything is allocated these days. Yeah. Thank you for building a list of people can find. Absolutely. So that's kind of what I was going for it. Well, Todd says, no need to add me to the drawing, but thank you for letting me participate in this list and enjoy these awesome whiskeys. Just want to support the channel and get us closer to the Obtainium chug. Oh, Todd, I love you. Thank you so much for, again, I said it earlier, but thank you so much for your support over the year. You've been, obviously the biggest supporter of the year, and I just treasure you so much, and I treasure our hangouts every month. So cheers to you, my friend, and cheers to Cheech Ardolino for being one of the best mods in the game, Bourbon Wrenches. Happy New Year to you, Cheech. So thank you so much for that, and thank you for dropping my links as always. You I should pay you, but I I don't. So stick around if you want. Man, Patrick says chug. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're still. Hold on, let me do the math. 20, 30, 35, 55, 65, 75, 85. Oh no. We just hit 100. We just hit 100 super chat or $100 $100 of super chats. So that means there will be an Obtainium chug at the very end of the stream. So stick around. We got 15 more minutes to go. And okay, just to make sure I'm not counting, what YouTube takes, Regs had to jump in there with for the chug. So cheers to you. You guys are gonna have to give me a minute to put together the list of the wheel of whiskey because I'm gonna have to do it a little bit manually tonight. But it's all good. We'll have time to do that. So Cliffy is going to be in the after party. Oh, absolutely. So I look forward to the after party with all of you patrons. All right. So what am I? Oh man, this is the Remus. No. Yes. Yes, the Remus. I mean, delicious. All right. Moving on. I miss you too, Brandon. I saw your message earlier. Needs to be earlier so we can get Cliffy in here. I know. I wish, man, it's already a struggle for me to make it at 7, so I wish I could do earlier. All right. Moving on to my top 5 whiskey. You didn't miss anything, Steven. I've been delaying. All right. My number 5 whiskey of the year. This is one that has an asterisk by it, and I'll explain. My number 5 whiskey of the year is one that I think technically, if we're looking at technicalities, this one came out at the very, very, very end of 2020. However, I did my research. Not a single YouTuber, okay, let me rephrase. Not a single whiskey tuber that we are all familiar with had the opportunity to review this or taste this prior to January 2021. I didn't get it until April, and I know a lot of people still have had trouble finding it. So this is the one that has an asterisk by it. That's why it's not in my top 3. But my number 5 whiskey of the year is not a bourbon, not a rye, and not a Scotch. It's obviously not a Canadian, so it's got to be an Irish whiskey. One Irish whiskey came out this year, or technically into last year. Again, technicalities. And I have seen nothing but positive reviews of this one, and I 100% agree. My number 5 whiskey of the year is Blue Spot Irish whiskey. This is a 7-year-old cask strength Irish whiskey from Middleton. It's akin to the green spot, yellow spot, red spot. This is Blue Spot at cask strength. Oh gosh, super chats. Hold on. All right, I saw that one. Chug, 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 and Happy New Year. Or maybe I didn't see that one. Sorry. Chug, 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 and Happy New Year, and then for the chug. All right, we're gonna chug at the end. We're gonna do it. I promise. All right. One more plug for Stellum. Stellum is fantastic, and I'm glad they made the list. So Blue Spot Irish whiskey. How many of you, a show of hands, how many of you have tried Blue Spot? I don't think there's many people that have tried it. I got one bottle. It popped up in my store, and I was able to buy one bottle. I wanted to buy a backup because it's getting very low. Have not seen it anywhere since. So I am nursing this last bit of this Blue Spot because it may be the last one I get. Justin Jonas says Blue Spot is a fantastic choice. Independent Joe says nice choice. Love that one. Glad you guys agree. I think it's one that's often forgot because, again, it technically came out end of last year, but no YouTubers got a chance to try it before 2021. So no one was able to put it on their list of best of 2020. So I'm giving it a chance to redeem itself and including it in best of 2021. Sugar Kitty says Cliffy is here before the chug. Cohen says would love to see Blue Spot under 250 here in Cali. That's why I have not bought it. That's the thing. Again, like I said, some of these are a bit allocated now, but I did just buy this on the shelf at the time. So I was not sent this bottle for review. I'm not just plugging it because they sent me a bottle. I bought this on my own money and my own ability. I actually tried to sample it from a friend first, and then I got my own bottle. So I think that qualifies it to be on my list. So Independent Joe has tried it. Tony says, I want that whiskey so bad. Heather has tried it. And Christopher Davis said Blue Spot is a great bottle. I agree. I have not actually had this for a minute, so I just put a little bit here. Bourbon Noob says he enjoys it and is at Total Wine here. Oh, man, that's awesome, Patrick. You might have to let Cohen and I know about that. Man. So y'all know how much I love Redbreast, right? Redbreast 12 cask strength, 15, of course, like 21 and 27. But Redbreast cask strength, the blue box that came out, I think 2020, was a big letdown. So this came in, it's younger, I think. Oh, no, actually, that one wasn't age stated. This one came in age stated at 7 years old and blew that one away. I'm so happy with this Irish whiskey. One of the best Irish whiskeys I've tried, honestly, of all time. Not gonna lie. Other than some Barry Crockett, like some of those very, very expensive ones that I've had the pleasure of trying from our friends over at the Rock Gut Review. But yeah, I just think it's one of the best Irish whiskeys I bought, and I'm very, very happy to own it. So Blue Spot is my number 5 whiskey, but we're going into our top 4 spots of whiskey. So my number 4 whiskey of the year is one that I did a whole video on because I was so excited about this whiskey. I just thought everyone had to know about this whiskey. I think it's one of the best value whiskeys out there. Like I said, the 1783 wasn't the only value one on my list. This is one of the best value scotches on the market, and it's new this year. It is a blended scotch. Some of y'all already know what I'm about to say because y'all have heard me raving about this one all year, but I can't not include it. My number 4 whiskey of the year is a $50 bottle of Compass Box whiskey. This is Compass Box. Oh, this is a green screen, so this looks awful. Compass Box Orchard House. I wish there was a better way to show you the label. It's green. There, you can kind of see it there. Sorry, it's a green screen. That's why I didn't use a green screen when I reviewed this whiskey. So this one is a $50 blended Scotch whiskey. It comes in at 46% ABV. They do a full breakdown on their website of what all goes in it. Like I said, I've done a full review on this on my channel this year. It is the most approachable Scotch whiskey I think I've tried. I think it blows away in terms of approachability. When people recommend, oh, what's a Scotch? Get me a Scotch. People say Johnny Walker. People say Monkey Shoulder. Man, I think this is the new recommending blended Scotch to get someone into. Blended Scotch to get someone into Scotch. So let me finish the Blue Spot and I'll pour a little bit of this to let you guys know. I've shared this with bourbon drinkers, and not a single one has been like, nah. They will say, you know what, that's a good Scotch. So I think for $50, not even just the beginner too, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful whiskey. Even at 46% ABV, there are so many flavors that are going on, and it's a little floral, but not in the kind of bourbon kind of floral. To me, it's more of a bright, fruity, got that pear note, bit of apple. Again, Orchard House is the name. It's got some apple, some pear, and it's just a very decadent. Not decadent, probably not the word. Delicate is probably a better word. It sounds similar. Yeah, delicate blend. So I'm going to go ahead and try it and revisit this because I haven't tried this in a minute. And cheers to all 37 of you watching and anyone watching the replay. Appreciate y'all sticking with me for this list. I've looked forward to the stream all year. Man, it's so rich and thick. And it's not, it has like a hint of like, not peatiness, but has a hint of smoke. There's like a little bit of like a ashy kind of note there too. So if you like that note, you'll appreciate this as well. And if you don't like the note, it's subtle enough that you're going to enjoy a lot more about this whiskey than just that. Absolutely delicious pour. Scott says bottoms up. All right, cheers to you, Scott. I'll be chugging that in about, oh God, we're getting close. We might run like 10 minutes over. I'll try to keep it tight. Sugar Kitty says that Compass Box is worth it. I agree completely. It's honestly, Compass Box just is excellent at blending. I tried their No Name 3 recently. Also along with their 1 and 2 that I had tried at a friend's house. All right, Sugar Kitty's taking a cat nap. Yeah, cheers to you, my friend, and catch the replay if you want to see my top 3. We're already in our top 3. All right, so last chance for you guys. Any super chats that come in before I announce my number 1 whiskey of the year, you're entered in to win a sample set of my top 3 whiskeys of the year. I won't accept any entries after I announce my number 1. So if you want to get them in, make sure you get them in. But you'll hear 3 and 2 first. All right. Let's finish up this Compass Box and move into my top 3 whiskeys of the year. All right. Christopher Davis is on the 3rd bottle of Orchard House. This is my 2nd bottle. And dang, it is low. This is my 2nd bottle, and I'm already more than halfway through. So absolutely going to grab a 3rd on that one. That was going to be on my shelf constantly, especially for people that want to get into Scotch that are a little hesitant. 100% my go-to recommendation from now on. All right. So top 3 whiskeys of the year. This was a very tough year because, like I said, I didn't get a chance to try a lot of allocated bottles. Some of them I did. I did get samples. So honorable mentions, like I said, will be in my podcast tomorrow. One of the honorable mentions, I'm just going to go ahead and, reveal it because I've seen a lot of people include this on their lists, but I did not include it on my list, but it's an honorable mention, is Russell's Reserve 13. I did not get a bottle of this. I had the tiniest sample. It was a blind sample sent to me by my friend Aaron. Delicious, delicious, delicious whiskey. Be have not had a chance to buy it. And really have not even had a chance to really try it on the channel. So that one's not on my list, but it will be. I will be drinking that and reviewing that on my podcast tomorrow. So Look forward to that. But yeah, so the rest of these are all bottles that I think you can. Okay, I don't want to say all you can find. Stick around. Stick around, you'll see. I don't want to say you can find it and then you guys will be mad at me and say you can't find it. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Caleb, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Good list. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I think might be the first time seeing you on a chat. So glad to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, never tried Russell's 13 or seen it in the wild. Like I said, I have a sample and it was a blind sample. So I love it, but cannot include it this year. And I think it's fair to not include it. And a lot of you guys seem to appreciate having a more approachable list. So I'm glad that you guys appreciate that. So anyways, top 3 whiskeys of the year. Number 3, a lot of y'all guessed this would be on my list. It's no surprise that it's on the list. And honestly, I wouldn't not include it in my top 5 because it's just a staple on my bar. I buy every batch of this that's released. And this batch blew away the other 2 that I tried this year. Y'all probably know what we're going for here, but my number 3 whiskey of the year is none other than Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C921. This is the latest batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, 120.2 proof. I did a blind flight, and this one was a clear winner. To me, it's everything that a classic Elijah Craig Barrel Proof should be. It reminded me of some of my favorite batches of years past. And proof 12-year, it's gone up a little bit in price. It's around $70 to $80 now. So I think I paid $80 for this. It's still worth it. Honestly, one of my best favorite bourbons of all time. And this batch is no exception. C921 of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is an absolute winner and a worthy contender in my top 3 of the year. So that is one of the samples you will get if you enter my giveaway. Is anyone excited now? Do you want to win the giveaway now? Do you know what number 3 is? Because I'm going to save it because I don't have too much left, but I have a backup bottle, but yeah, number 3 whiskey, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, C921. I did a full review of this on YouTube. I did it in a blind flight on YouTube. There's no shortage of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof content on my channel. I'll just say that. Brandon in Delaware says, cheers, Cliff, and thank you for great reviews this year. Oh, thank you so much, Brandon. I recognize you from your picture there, but thank you so much for watching, Brandon. And Brandon also bought a challenge coin earlier this year, along with his wife. So if y'all are interested in Bourbon Bytes challenge coins, you can get them for, I gotta double check the price. I'm trying to get them listed on my Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/Bourbon Bytes and check the store, I'm working on getting those set up. Hopefully early next week, I'll get that set up. Until now, if you're interested, just message me on Instagram. I'll let you know. I think shipped, I've been doing these for 20 shipped. So US, they're metal, they're heavy, and they cover the top of your Glen so they can keep your pour fresh. So thank you all for the support. And if anyone else wants to support the channel and get a very cool challenge coin, message me on Instagram @Bourbon Bytes, and I'll give you my Venmo info until I get the Facebook thing set up. But I really love these coins. And honestly, one of my favorite things I've done this year is create this coin. So cheers to you, Brandon. Called it. Yeah, y'all got the ECVP. Oh, Trish, what's up, Trish? Good to see you. Whiskey Eyes, another awesome channel here. Go check out Trish and Leon. They're so cool, incredible people. Love the C921. C921 hasn't hit Washington yet. Keep an eye out because it's delicious. Cannot go wrong with ECVP. Emily says you knew that ECVP was in the top 3. Yeah. Love Cliffy's challenge coins. Thank you so much, Heather. Love you. I'm still holding Lil's. Yes, I still got y'all's. I'll give it to you in Vegas next year. Don't worry. ECPP is some of the best out there. 100% agree. All right. So we're getting low on time. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my number 2 whiskey of the year. This one was the reason I was saying that not all of these are easy to get. This bottle I got when it first came out, I did buy it. And my friends all had chances to buy it when it hit our store. However, your mileage may vary depending on your area. And even if you can't get this particular release of this one, the standard edition is a little bit more available, but also hard to find. So this one, honestly, of my entire list, my number 2 whiskey is the hardest one to get. So my number 2 whiskey of the year is something that you wouldn't expect from a channel called Bourbon Bytes because it's complete opposite from a bourbon. This is a peated Scotch, which I've grown to really love thanks to my friends here in Southern California. So my number 2 whiskey of the year is a special committee release. And where I'm going with it, Ardbeg Scorch. So this is, let me put it on the screen. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. All right. Ardbeg Scorch committee release. This came out earlier this year. This is a 51.7% ABV release of Ardbeg Scorch. That's really the only difference between the committee release and the standard. It's higher ABV. But this is put in fiercely charred casks. So it's Ardbeg with a ton of oak and ash influence. I actually had an Ardbeg rep. His name was Cam on the channel. I think it was October. Yeah, it was for my Halloween stream. And we tasted this along with a bunch of other Ardbegs. So if you're interested in that, make sure to watch the replay. And like I said, make sure to subscribe because I don't just do bourbon here. I do a lot of bourbon, but I also love me some good Scotch. So Ardbeg Scorch is my number 2 whiskey of the year. So what's up, Jen? Good to see you. I see everyone else saying hey to people before I see the person. Jen is an amazing supporter of the show. Yeah, cool label. It is a cool label. David says favorite Ardbeg committee release. Well, David, I did a bunch of limited releases from Ardbeg, a bunch of committee releases, and I don't remember 100% for sure. Scorch was either my number 1 or my number 2 of all the Ardbegs. I think there was one that was one I couldn't get my hands on. Was it one of the Supernovas, I think? I'll have to go back and rewatch the stream myself, but I think there was one that beat this in the Ardbeg stream, but this one was top 2 Ardbeg I've ever tried. Sorry for the siren outside. Again, Los Angeles. Okay, Whiskey Melons. Oh, okay. For a chance at Scorch. Well, thank you so much, Adriana. Yeah, this one, I'm going to pour a little bit of this one because I'm just excited to get my number 1, but I gotta show Scorch some love here. I'm a big fan of peated whiskey. I'm a bourbon lover at heart. Bourbon is my love, my first love in whiskey, but man, Ardbeg Scorch just checks all the boxes. Rex says Stag Junior at the top spot. So unfortunately, I have not got a Stag Junior in about 2 years. I have not seen one. I have not tasted one. I just have not had a recent Stag Junior. I have looked. Trust me, I've looked. Stag Junior is one of my favorite barrel proof bourbons. Elijah Craig barrel proof and Stag Junior are basically pretty close. I mean, availability wise, Elijah Craig barrel proof is above it, but Stag Junior is just an absolutely incredible. So unfortunately, I did not get a chance to get any of those this year, but that would make a very, very high list. Yeah. Any other guesses for number 1? Is there a whiskey that you guys have maybe heard me talk about this year that I have not mentioned yet? Because this one I do talk about a lot. Oh man, that Scorch, that ashiness is just like it's like the dragon just breathed into my face, and I love it. Oh man, that smells so good. I gotta go ahead and try that. So while y'all ponder and think about my number 1 whiskey of the year, I'm gonna drink some Scorch. By the way, last chance for super chats. So once I finish this Scorch, once this Scorch is gone, I will not be accepting any further entries into the giveaway of my top 3 whiskeys of the year. So if you want, you already know 2 of them. You're getting a sample of Ardbeg Scorch. You're getting a sample of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C921. Every $5 gets you an entry. So you'll get those 2 and my number 1 whiskey of the year. So I'll give you all about 2 more minutes. If anyone wants to get in and super chat, last chance again, no pressure. It's all for fun. Your super chats really do support the channel in incredible ways. You guys allow me to buy these bottles and as well as Patreon as well. So y'all just make this channel what it is today, and I couldn't do it without you. So cheers to y'all, and cheers to everyone that's super chatted and everyone that's become a Byte Club member or joined Patreon or joined Twitch subscribers, Byte Club members there as well. So, all right. So I'm going to drink this Scorch. Whew, so smoky. Man, it's that blend of that extra char that really amps this up. It's classic Ardbeg, but if you add high proof to that, you add a little bit extra ashiness, like the smoky campfire note, and it's got some oak. Some of that wood is really impacting it as well. Man, one of the best Ardbegs I've had. Brent guessed Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. I believe that came out 2020. I might be wrong. I'm gonna Google that. I think that was a 2020 release when that first came out. Yeah, that came out in 2020. So unfortunately, that did not make the list this year. But it is a good one. It's a solid one. Remus 5 was already on the list, Jen. You missed it. Good guesses so far. All right. So I think we are good to cut off the super chats for the giveaway. So let me go ahead and tally that up just so I don't mess up. Man, You guys are awesome. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. I'm just going to go through, and here's where it gets difficult because I'm like doing this myself. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and get these entered in the wheel of names so everyone has a fair shot at this giveaway. So, all right, got that in. People that gave larger super chats, I have to enter them manually. So just 1 second. I promise I will get everyone's name. I will not forget anyone this year, or not this year. This time, I know sometimes when I like do these manually, I've skipped people in the past, but I am double and triple checking everyone's getting the exact number of entries they need. Just like this person gets 3 extra ones. Man, y'all are so supportive tonight. I'm definitely gonna chug that Obtainium in your honor. Oh man, that's a lot. This is the most super chats we got in a while. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all really made my night. All right. It seems like I'm ignoring you. I promise this is just to be fair in this giveaway. I don't want to miss anyone, so I'm just having to do this manually. So thank y'all for your patience. Some of y'all gave a lot. I'm making sure I'm getting every single one. And I got 3 more, and then we're done. Boom, boom, and boom. Wow, that is awesome. So let me shuffle this a couple times before I share the screen. So thank you for sticking not leaving. I just had to do that math myself. I promise this is accurate. I just double checked everything. Let me go ahead before we reveal my number 1 whiskey of the year. We're going to actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and announce the whiskey of the year. Then we'll do the giveaway. How about that? But entries are closed off. So let me get rid of this banner. Let me get rid of the banner that says the entries. Just I don't want anyone. I mean, you guys can super chat, but like I don't want to mess up the list. Okay. So oh, you know what? Oh, okay, Heather likes the suspense. Y'all like suspense? All right, let's go ahead and pick the winner of the giveaway first. Then we'll reveal the number 1 whiskey of the year because y'all want the suspense. So I'm going to keep it rolling. So, all right, we're going to reveal who gets the sample set first. But don't leave because we still have the number 1 whiskey of the year to announce. So let's go ahead and get the screen shared so we can do the wheel of whiskey, which is what I call my giveaways. So cruelty, I know. All right, so got that pulled up here. Let me go ahead and take this banner off. So before we reveal number 1 whiskey of the year, we're going to find out who's going to win samples in my top 3. So got everyone's names entered here. I've shuffled it a few times, so you'll see your name in different places, but I double counted I double checked all of the extra entries, and those are all here too. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel of whiskey. Let's find out who wins the sample set of these top 3 whiskeys of the year. I don't want to call it before it's too early, but it is Brandon in Delaware. Brandon, congratulations. Thank you so much for entering, everyone. Now, don't leave. Don't worry. There's still my number 1 whiskey of the year. I will not forget it, which is funny because last year I forgot to announce it in my stream. Did y'all notice that? I did a whole stream last year on New Year's Eve, and I forgot to announce my number 1 whiskey of the year. That will not happen this year because we are about to announce number 1 whiskey of the year. Congratulations, Brandon. Message me on Instagram, and I will get those sent out to you at the beginning of next year. All right. Whiskey of the year. I saw it guessed a couple times. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to call it out. Number 1 whiskey of the year in terms of price, in terms of uniqueness. This is one of the most unique and funky whiskeys I've ever tried. Y'all already know where I'm going with this. My number 1 Bourbon Bytes number 1 whiskey of the year is none other than Barrell Seagrass, which will not show up at all on camera. I'm sorry, but I had to include it even if it doesn't show up on my green screen. This is worthy of turning the green screen on. Y'all got to see this. Hold on, so you know what it looks like. Let me just peel away the curtain here. Oh, that I disappeared. I'm here. I'm peeling. I promise. Oh gosh. There we go. So, Barrell Seagrass. This is a limited release from Barrell. However, they're putting out multiple batches of it, and I think it may become a regular staple in the lineup. So, y'all see that there? Before I pull this. All right. Bring the magic back. Let's bring the magic back. There we go. Barrell Seagrass. This is a rye whiskey that has been finished in rum, Madeira, and apricot brandy cask. It has a candy sweetness like no other whiskey I've ever had. It is at cask strength. This is 119.3 proof. It is a blend of Indiana, Tennessee, and Canadian rye whiskey, but with such a unique finish that this is just it blows my mind every time I try it. I'm like, this is such a cool, unique cool, unique whiskey that I think I like that they stepped outside of their comfort zone and stepped outside of what was the norm for whiskey and just completely shocked us with this. I'm so happy. I froze for people. Okay. Sorry. Okay. You didn't see the bottle. Am I back now? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Sorry, it's the bottle. It's the magic. The wizard didn't want you to see the magic. Give me a thumbs up if you can still see me and we're good. Sorry about that. I was like, it like glitched out for a second. So, oh man, I'm sorry. I froze for you guys. Yeah, I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. I'll show you the bottle. Let me see if I can do that without literally killing y'all. Okay, we're back. I'm so sorry. That I clicked the wrong button. But here's the bottle. I'm sorry it froze. I mentioned this is cask strength 119.3 proof. It's a limited edition, but I think it's going to be a permanent addition to their lineup. So, whoopsie daisy. All right, we're good. Cool. Yeah, so this is a weird whiskey, but I'm so glad. I'm seeing a lot of people said they loved it too. This is just, it's Seagrass for the win. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's raving about it. It's worth it. I promise. It's weird, but it's worth it. Ryan says we bought a bottle of Seagrass on our wedding night. It's extra special to us. I fully support this. Well, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. And yeah, so I bought a second bottle. I'm about to buy a third bottle. It's just incredible. So, it was 21090's number 3 overall. That's awesome. Yeah. Someone else said it was their favorite too. I saw it before I froze. I'm sorry. I lost. Yeah, I forgot about number 1. Yeah, that was awkward, but it was fun. All right. So Jeff says, would someone that typically doesn't enjoy rye whiskey find anything to enjoy in Seagrass? I would say try it before you buy it. It's definitely weird and definitely different and unlike any rye whiskey I've ever had. However, if you don't like rye whiskey, then you try it before you buy it because it's around $80. So it's pricey, but it's just so weird and so funky. I love it so much. So that was my top 10 whiskeys of 2021. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, runners up are going on my podcast coming out tomorrow. Make sure you follow me wherever you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean, wherever. I'm literally everywhere. So make sure you tune into that tomorrow. But if I don't talk to you before then, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic and safe New Year's Eve. If you are drinking, make sure you have a ride home or an Uber or just spend the night on their couch. Trust me, people would rather you do that than risk drinking and driving. So I will send out the samples to Brandon, who won the giveaway early next year because the mail is closed for the next couple of days anyways. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all for making 2021 my best year on WhiskeyTube yet. I look forward to doing more streams like this next year, including some very, very special distillery guests. Y'all realize what I was about to miss. Y'all realize what I was about to skip, didn't y'all? That may or may not have been intentional. No, it wasn't intentional. So y'all asked for this. We're going to end the night with a 71.1% ABV. Chug. Adam Free says, I missed everything because I just joined, but for the Seagrass point, my dad was not a rye fan, but Seagrass got him to try them versus skipping. Wow. Very cool. So that answers the question earlier. Adam, sorry you missed the stream, but you can check the replay. It was a fun one. So chug means at least 2 gulps. Okay. All right. At least 2. We'll see. 2 for 2022. How about that? Cheers, y'all. Let's see. I have not chugged this yet. I'm actually very nervous. Oh God. The things I do for love. Cheers. I was going for the third. The second one came back up. Oh my God, my eyes are. Can y'all see that? I'm literally got tears everywhere. My eyes are watering like hell. Oh my God. Oh, that's good though. But oh my God. So if you have not tried high proof hazmat whiskey, it dries up everything inside your mouth. So everything goes dry instantly. So I think that's why the second one just started coming back up. Holy crap. And you felt it. So I'll get one final sip that I'm not trying to chug, but one final sip from the bottle to thank all of y'all that helped make this possible. So cheers. And I'll end this with this. I will end the stream after I do this, but cheers and happy 2022. Where's the fire breathing Jago when you need him? Night, y'all. See you on the after party hangout. Bye.